Greetings from Seoul, Korea, and welcome to the GSL Codes. Taste and Artosis here, and we got some awesome Terrans and Protoss we're going to be casting here for you guys in just a little bit. How you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastically because two of my favorite Protosses are playing today, and two of my favorite Terrans are playing today. It's awesome. NaNiWa, Puzzle, MVP, and Ryung. And this is such a hard group to predict. Because all four players are very good, and they all are capable of killing each other. We have two TVT experts, I would say, going against each other. Of course, MVP is kind of an expert at everything, but Ryung is really good at TVT.
He's very solid at TVT.
Both of their weaknesses are against Protoss. But the Protosses face off first. One of them is going to be at a disadvantage, you know, having to win two matches in a row.
So, you know, I think match number one, especially, is going to be so pivotal in the makeup of the rest of this group.
Yeah, I feel like 100% one Protoss at least will be getting through. I cannot see both Ryung and MVP. It's actually an exciting group.
It's going to be pretty tough, I think, for two Terrans to get through. But we'll see. We will see. Again, this is the GSL Codes, the greatest esports show on the planet. And actually, we've been here all day.
Yeah, we did Off the Record this morning. Go watch that VOD, actually. It was the best episode of Off the Record ever. It was me and Tasteless and John the Translator and Fnatic Alive. It was great. And, I mean, if you don't have the ticket and you're watching here live, you can watch it after Monday. So definitely check that out.
It's free after Monday. So check that out. It's, I think the rhythm of the show is starting to kind of pan out. You know, like every new show, it always starts out a little bit bumpy. You know, we're kind of feeling our way through it. But then,
this one was really good.
It's really good now. I mean, let's talk about these players, man. These are very, very good players. But before that, excuse me, let's go ahead and talk about the results of yesterday.
No Terrans making it through. Squirtle gets first place, Lenok in second, and they both really deserve those spots. MMA definitely deserved third. Nada, unfortunately, just was not with it yesterday compared to the Nada we're used to, and gets fourth place.
No, it was actually kind of depressing to see Nada get outclassed so much. I mean, he's one of these players that's just such a legend that to see him kind of get flooded out like that's too bad. Anyways, that's the nature of competition. Here's the players we have today.
We have Puzzle, NaNiWa, Ryung, and MVP. Very good group. Of course, Puzzle, one of the better Protosses, been known for a long time, but hasn't had a huge placing. NaNiWa, what do I have to say about this guy? One of the best foreigners, the only one that we have fighting in Codes this season.
Yeah, he is the foreigner hope.
Then
Ryung, making sure his neck is all stretched out here.
Generally thought of as a TVT expert, a very solid Terran for the team. And then, of course, MVP used to be the #1 Terran in the world for sure. Been a little bit more quiet lately. Harder to say right now exactly where he stands. Today we'll actually be really telling as to what MVP is up to.
Well, you know, we've already seen DRG, for instance, have kind of depressing results.
Yeah.
And, you know, DRG is personally expected to get very deep in this tournament. No, not the case this time around, so who knows, it may happen to MVP as well. The landscape of who is good at StarCraft is constantly changing. On to this match, though, Puzzle against NaNiWa, Team Slayers against Team Quantum.
PvP, first map, ESV Ohana. I'm so excited, Tasteless. I love PvP, and I love both these players.
Yeah, I love casting PvPs because I don't get that matchup as well as I do some other matchups compared to my PvT and my PvZ, so I'll be taking my notes. All right, it's time. The game is now actually loaded, so we're going to get into this Puzzle up against NaNiWa here in the GSL Codes. In the bottom right starting location, we have our Protoss player, one of two. His ID is none other than Slayer's Puzzle. Puzzle on the team of, I'll get to him in a minute. We're already going to introduce this player over here in the upper left, the foreign hope. Can he be our white knight? He is.
Quantic NaNiWa.
Sirwa of Nanny.
Sirwa, the white knight.
Actually, in my brain, to myself only, I call him Nanners.
Nanners?
I'm like, come on, Nanners, you can do it.
Nanners. NaNiWa. Nah, that doesn't work either.
That's pretty stupid.
NaNiWa. Well, peekaboo, NaNiWa. I'm hiding something in his base.
Pikawa NaNiWa.
Well, we're already killing brain cells.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, man.
All right. PvP. The map, of course, like any matchup, plays a pivotal role in how you can execute certain strategies, what strategies you can execute. So, you know, this is a new map, so we're going to be learning a lot. Us as casters, we will be learning, you know, kind of along the way. Interesting results. Take a look at this, Artosis.
26%, 23%. I'm sure MVP dominates this vote overall, but everyone should be seen as pretty equal overall in the group.
I have a strange feeling that Ryung is going to have a very low
winner prediction. I think you're right. You know, he's not as much of a fan favorite. But, you know, this is actually, I want to talk about these two players and their PvP specifically for a moment. You know, I really love Puzzle. He's good PvP, but NaNiWa, I feel like, kind of grasps the matchup a bit better. You know, he's one of the first players that was really like, hey, if you go Phoenixes and 4 gates, you just kill people. He did that back when no one was doing it and was killing everybody. And he was also like, hey, if you go Blink Observer, you can just outplay people all the time. And it's like, well, yeah, he's shown astoundingly good PvP in the past. Puzzle, on the other hand, still very good PvP, but I feel like NaNiWa definitely has a little leg up here.
All right, so we have Puzzle sending that first Zealot out. And, you know, looks like it's going to just have to engage NaNiWa Zealot up here. As you can see, Puzzle's history here is one that has kind of risen up and been pretty stable here in Code S. Now, what I'm curious about is if Puzzle's going to get any probes here. This looks a lot like a StarCraft 1 PvP right now. Turning down the probes. He did get 1. Will he get 2? I don't believe he will.
Well, you know, even getting 1 and getting all that scouting is actually very worthwhile. It was a good move there. And NaNiWa I'm going to be a little bit nervous for because his Nexus actually got rallied to his gas. Okay, he fixed it. I was like, looks like he had a little misclick
for
there
a
for a
bad game.
Yeah. But anyways, you know, NaNiWa has those 2 gates, so he's going to have map control for now. Puzzle, on the other hand, going for a very quick robo.
Okay,
now this is not particularly common of Puzzle.
All right, we have an engagement here, and it is going to be NaNiWa who's going to have to back up right now. Yeah. These Stalkers will, in fact, that's
just
2 more
Stalkers though, and NaNiWa, actually, both of them playing very good micro here. In fact, NaNiWa can go ahead and actually clean this up and force Puzzle home. Puzzle a little bit.
Just take off some hit points on the Stalkers. That's huge.
Oh, some really nice micro there by Puzzle, saving all of his Stalkers. Now, anytime you can trade for Stalkers, it's a good situation.
Now with the Zealot here, you sort of have to keep going forward. If he runs away, the Stalkers can target down the Zealot. Oh, wow.
NaNiWa in a great spot.
Very nicely placed pylon there. He baited him out and then hit a pylon right at the entrance.
That's right. He lured out his opponent's units and then went in with that probe, laid the pylon, perfectly timed out by NaNiWa. Perfect planning for this game and doing a lot of damage.
Oh, my God.
Killing off even a sentry at this point, and now he looks like he may get another.
The Immortal's out.
Good job.
Oh, my
there
God.
by Puzzle.
Everything actually survived that. I am in utter disbelief. Now he's going to be very careful with, you know, the Stalkers here. They have no hit points.
That was a really nice move there by NaNiWa. He planned that whole thing. He drew out the units of Puzzle, because that's just kind of how you do it. You know, you do little micro battles in the middle and try to get ahead. So NaNiWa let him think he could, and then snuck in with that probe and tried to do some damage. But the Immortal saving Puzzle, and now Puzzle has better tech overall. You know, he's already got the Immortal out. He's got an Observer on the way, and he should be feeling good about his spot in this game. But NaNiWa, he's killed a few units off, and he's actually just going to go ahead and expand.
Well, he sees the Robo Bay, and expanding is oftentimes not a bad idea if you see the Robo. They're going to have to tech up a little bit. And now we have the Observer coming over here. So when the Observer does arrive at NaNiWa's base, Puzzle's going to realize, okay, economically, I'm a little bit behind. He is. What are your thoughts on him going for Blink Stalker, even though he sees that his opponent has the option of Immortals?
Well, you know what? I'm actually going to be okay with that because the fact that he's going for the Blink Stalkers is going to give him mobility against the incoming attack. And since he took such a fast expansion, he has to utilize mobility in this situation. His opponent has already gotten up his Colossus building thing, Robotics Bay, so it's called, but is actually going for speed warp prisms with Immortals. This is very common right now, especially on the Korean server. It's extremely powerful, but with those Blink Stalkers, he's going to have a chance to snipe it, and if he snipes it, the game is over. It's his game. He wins. The game's over. So
yeah, this game definitely has.
It's actually going to come down to that, and in fact, Puzzle has scouted that, yet is not. He did not cancel the speed.
Immortal drop over here.
Yeah,
these are very deadly. We don't see them as much in televised games, but it's very scary because the Immortals can gun down probes so quickly.
They certainly
also
can.
Great for microing purposes as well. You know, when you have this warp prism. Now this Blink Stalkers are moving out.
Yeah, if he catches that somehow, and look at this, he's actually just going to go for a frontal attack. And with that Blink Micro, he's going to be able to actually do a decent amount of damage. Puzzle has mostly just sellouts right now.
I feel like NaNiWa needs to be back home. This drop could be pretty scary. Will the pylon spot it? It does. But also note Warp Prism speed has been upgraded. So this is going to be a very, very mobile Warp Prism.
Well, he's going to have to target down the Warp Prism, but 2 Stalkers can kill off these poor Stalkers so easily. And he's going to go ahead and target it as best he can with everything that he has. Oh, man, but not dealing enough damage. He had great micro here by Puzzle, and now he's just going to have to target down these sentries. He cannot lose.
He's got to be careful. Those sentries can zap it.
Yep.
All right, he needs just another Stalker or 2.
He's done a decent amount of damage so far, and in fact is going to move out at this point.
And
very well done here.
I am so surprised that Puzzle even debated he's going to pick up that Immortal. All right, and he cleans it up. So Artosis assess the damages.
All right. Well, you know, Puzzle did end up killing off a lot, but when you actually end up losing the Warp Prism and the 2 Immortals, generally that's going to favor the player that has the 2 bases. You need to have that alive and come back to help out with your next push.
Well, this game is about to end in one way or another because the attack is coming up here. Puzzle does not have a second base, and in this matchup, that's just the nature of the game.
Thing is, he may have done enough damage here, Tasteless. You know, NaNiWa definitely wants to have more Stalkers than this, but he has time to buy. What's going to be worrisome here is can he get that Colossus? If he kills the Colossus, the game is over. He's going to take it. How quickly can he kill? In fact, targeting it there with that Immortal, can he actually kill it off quickly? He has to be careful not to take too much damage. Blinksing gets it.
But was it worth it? That's a lot of zealots. I think that actually wasn't worth it. I'm not sure if NaNiWa is going to win this game.
It looks like
he's going to lose.
That's right. Puzzle just has too many Stalkers here. He took too much damage trying to snipe it off and could not buy any more time. Puzzle looks like he is just set to take this game down, but he doesn't have Blink, so NaNiWa can still hold the ramp for a little bit. Yep. He's making Immortals. He does have Blink himself. You know, he has some micro capabilities
Does he have enough for another force field on the low ground?
He has enough for a few more force fields. He can actually force field this ramp all day long. So behind this, Puzzle is going to go ahead and expand. Meanwhile, NaNiWa's going to hold on, but can he hold on to his Robo? That's the problem.
Getting the pylon. The Robo is no longer powered. I'm sure NaNiWa's probably regretting the placement of that Robo and pylon.
That's right.
If these little things can make such a big difference.
If the Robo is back a bit more and he's non-stop making these Immortals, maybe he still has a shot here, but as is, it's very, very tough. And in fact, very nice force field there by Puzzle, taking out that very crucial Immortal.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if this is a recoverable position. 51 supply to 77 here with NaNiWa not in the lead. NaNiWa is doing a good job of poking and prodding at the army that's on the low ground, but honestly,
well, Puzzle is in great shape, man. I mean, he's going to come down and try to use some Blink Micro to get some sort of damage done, and in fact, Puzzle's going to have to leave pretty soon here. His Stalkers aren't going to hold up long, especially against another round of Blink Stalkers from NaNiWa. But Puzzle just basically has to keep his units alive and go defend his expansion. He's done the damage. He's up 20 supply. If he goes home, sits there, macros up, and is in a defensive stance, then he's going to be in good shape against NaNiWa. All NaNiWa has going for him now is Blink.
All right, he's blinking forward, chasing down this army. He is going to get, or has already caught up to some of these slower units, but You know, with another Colossus out here, even if he blinks onto the Colossus and kills it, I just think there's too much of everything Puzzle.
That's right. Puzzle, he has so many Zealots that blinking onto it would be a mistake. The Zealots are basically the Colossus's bodyguard at this point. And with a couple force fields, he can force those Stalkers to decide, do we blink in, do we blink out, what do we do here? And in fact, he just does not have enough units right there. He knows it and blinks back right away. He does have a lot of Zealots, but that Colossus is going to make them almost worthless. And now even popping out an Immortal, a great choice here by Puzzle.
Yeah, you know, NaNiWa has been pretty tenacious in this game, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. You can see he's tearing down these rocks over here. He's trying to see if he can't get in that way. But, well, we'll see.
Don't forget about the force fields that he has on these sentries. I'm talking about Puzzle there. He can really just take the flow of the game and throw those down. As soon as NaNiWa blinks, the force fields become very powerful and hold those Stalkers wherever he wants them for a bit.
The Stalkers are taking a lot of swipes here from the Colossus as well. I believe, yeah, the Immortal should be out by now. Yeah, there it is. And that's going to make it pretty difficult. I don't know. I mean, I just don't see NaNiWa catching up. He's constantly 10 supply behind.
Well, he's going to keep on trying it. He's just trying to pick off what he can. He can't lose any Stalkers right now. All he's doing is producing these Stalkers. In fact, getting an Observer as well, a smart move as his gas builds up.
Now, he could blink into the main.
Yeah, you know, that is definitely a possibility. In fact, with that Observer coming, it's going to be something he's going to want to try. But we see that Puzzle's already kind of getting ready for that. He realizes that, well, what can you really do here? I mean, I'm sitting on so many bases. And in fact, this game is getting so interesting that NaNiWa, with his blink, is going to go ahead and expand again, trying to threaten the blink in so that Puzzle can't leave his base. And in fact, oh wow, NaNiWa just canceled the Nexus at his natural. And he should be going all in here.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting. So he's just going to invest this into one big attack. And the problem is that Puzzles aren't... Oh, my God. Okay, that might be checkmate then.
Yeah, it definitely could be. He's just going to go for it at this point. NaNiWa in a ton of trouble. Puzzle in good shape. That Colossus is dealing so much damage. And he's got to target Zealots with it. That's basically all he needs to do. And target down those Stalkers with his Immortals.
No, he does
He's got 2 hit points just chilling and GG. That is it. Puzzle wins game number 1. Good play by Puzzle there. And, you know, Puzzle showing the strength of speed Immortal drops, even against someone who went playing Stalker. But the thing with NaNiWa's build was his opening brilliant. It was really nice, but the Immortal popped out and pushed him back. Now, he had no real intel of exactly what Puzzle had planned. He knew about the Robo, of course, but he did not know it would be speed Immortal drops. If his Stalkers had been anywhere near his base instead of prodding for information, then he could have quickly killed that off, and that would have been a game changer. The speed Immortal drops just did just enough damage that he could force a kill on that Nexus and take control of the game.
He lost just enough Stalkers that there was no way for him to hold off that big push. The game was sort of over when the Nexus was destroyed by the Colossus.
Puzzle did it very well. He ran away at exactly the right time. If he had waited any longer, NaNiWa's going to blink out and then just micro against you and kill off all your units. And then Puzzle's like, well, I have no units in expansion. I don't have even the blink upgrade. This is terrible. But really well done by Puzzle. Great decision-making. And NaNiWa, you know, he had to probe. He decided to go for the expansion with Blink. A lot of times we see the expansion with Robo. You have to scout one way or another. And while trying to scout like that, that Immortal drop got out of there. And
I do really like the pylon push at the start of that game. That was pretty cool. When he baited that army out there, you know, letting him chase that Zealot. And then just running up there with the probe and putting that pylon. That was
a very smart move indeed.
Well, but it wasn't
next
enough.
map is going to be Cloud Kingdom. NaNiWa's choice. We'll see how this goes for him. Now, it's very cool to me that he chose this because this is a great map for Blink Observer. And Blink Observer, historically at least for NaNiWa, has been one of his best builds. He's outplayed countless other pro gamers with that build. And this is a prime map for it. It's not saying that 100% he'll do it, but if he does, watch out because he really knows how to execute.
All right, we are going to get this game going pretty soon here. It's already loaded, and it's going to be another PvP here. NaNiWa against Puzzle here at the GSL Codex. right, let's do this.